Welcome to Will's Tarot Path. I'm Will, and I just wanted to make a video, sort of a variation of several different things, because I've got one old deck, one deck that someone else did a walkthrough of that I absolutely love that I'm going to show, another deck that's been out for a while that I got on a great sale, and then another new little deck that I thought I'd have fun with. So these are not going to be full walkthroughs. Like I say, these are decks that we've been familiar with, probably. But I lucked up this past weekend, and I came across the Druidcraft Tarot. Now, this is a deck I have already, but this is the older edition, two-part box, not the drawer. And as you see here, $26.99, so it's an older listing. But what was this little mark here? There was a sticker here that said 30% off. This was new on the shelf, and it said 30% off. It was on their little clearance section. And so I went and looked at it, and I bought it, $18.99. And then when I got home and started going through it, $18.99, mind you. This edition copyright, it is 2004. So this is the first edition, first St. Martin's edition, 2004. So very lucky to get this. The book is practically the same. I think the newer book has maybe a couple more pages in it. This is what everybody was talking about before that I could not find. This is not that two-part plastic tray. This is actually a very sturdy, it's almost like that 400 GSM cardboard. It's solid. I mean, it's not cheap at all. It is a very solid piece of equipment. And all the cards go in one stack. But not only that, but it's matte. And it feels amazing. Now, one thing I did find out when I went to look this up, when I went to find out why certain things were done, I found out that they changed the cardstock because they thought this was, they'd gotten some complaints it's too thick. They'd gotten some complaints that it was too large, that the cardstock was hard to shuffle. But this cardstock, it is not, it's very pliable. And the matte coating, I mean, it just, I can't do it there because I'm not right, but I mean, these cards just, they slide with each other. They do. I mean, it's just a beautiful, smooth matte, almost a satiny finish. And if you wanted to riffle shuffle, I just got these in order, so I'm not going to riffle shuffle them. But they riffle beautifully. But just to give you an idea, let me go back. I guess I don't have these in order. I thought I did. Maybe I put the stacks in the wrong places. Okay, here's the full card. Let's just look at the full. Compare. I think I see some editing in my future. That's a good card to compare. Maybe not. We'll see how fast I get there. And if not, then it'll be good to go. You'll just have to put up with me looking for a card like so many other people do in videos sometimes. And like we always say, it's probably the last one I'm going to come across. But when they did this, what I read, now this is all based on what I've read, and it's just bits and pieces here and there. What I read was that they wanted the cards to be easier to shuffle, so they put it on this a new cardstock with this really glossy coating. But now this one's trimmed, so you don't get the full effect, but you can see the difference in the color. if you look at just their faces, if you look at the stones, look at the sky. Look how this one is almost dingy in comparison. This is a brighter card. And what I did read is that this original card with the matte, the coloration, everything, this was the deck creator's original intention. They didn't mean, my understanding is that the cards were redone to make them easier to shuffle, and the printing processes had changed, but then they went to a glossy to make them slide better, which I don't think they do, if we all know glossy cardstock. But look at the difference in that as opposed to this. I mean, you still get, I mean, I'm shining a light bulb right on it, but it just, this does not look like this one when I'm staring at it, but the colors are just amazing. But this just feels, it just feels like a dream. I mean, I'm very happy to have it. So very unexpected. So that's an older deck. So if you're looking for this deck, because I bought a couple of different ones, Druidcrafts, over the years, thinking like, oh, this must be the original, the matte cardstock that everybody talks about. It's this two-part box. That's it. It's a two-part box. The new one is the drawer that we're all familiar with the plastic tube tray inside. That trim job, I'm not super happy with. I mean, I'm happy with it. I like it, and I use it. But I think it's funny that the comments I read where they wanted to redo the card stock because people thought they were difficult to work with. And let me fix this. Is getting a little bit out of hand. Getting a little bit crazy because I have a fan going. But my thing is, if you think the cards are hard to shuffle, don't you think it has to do with the size? Because both decks are exactly the same size, and even the thickness. If anything, I did do them side by side, like not a whole lecture. I put them side by side. The new deck with the glossy is about 3 or 4 cards thicker than the old one, so I don't know how that made things easier. The next deck I have for you is, oh, and I just looked this up too. It's a pillowcase. Hang on. This was Lennox Reese's. Let me see here. Coastal Curiosities Oracle Cards, the Naturalist Edition. This is the bare bones version. Now, you'll see why this is in a mulberry silk pillowcase, which I do not have a mulberry silk pillowcase. But it's a beautiful magnetic box. And I'm going to recover it. I'm going to get some really nice art paper, maybe something of antiquities, so it'll match a little bit of the cards. But Lennox Reese on her website, if you did not know, has the bare bones Naturalist Edition. Bare bones because 1, no box. 2, no book. But it is a beautiful, beautiful Oracle deck. And she has this on her site now for $12, which is a steal. And I don't know what card stock this is. It feels a little on the thinner side, but there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it bounces back. And if you notice, it is a 60 card deck. But if you notice when you look at it, it is not super thick like you would think a indie deck would be. So it's just a beautiful deck, and the feel of them, it just has that sound that decks have, and I just love it. But $12 on her site, and it's an Oracle deck. So do you actually need a book? I would love to hear what was written, what they put, and maybe one day. I don't think the book is sold separately, but maybe at some point she will put an e-version, a PDF version of the book on her website. Hint, hint. Um, but beyond that, just a beautiful, beautiful deck. I love the images. I love the pictures. I love the cardstock. I love the way everything feels. Um, it's just absolutely gorgeous. But anyway, there's that. They did come in a really nice box, kind of like the pillowcase box, but it was like cardboard. Was it that, or was it a padded envelope? I'm not sure. Can't remember now. Got a couple of things in. So there's that. Came with that. It came in this envelope, which I just used to put in the bottom of this box to give it more padding, and I'll change this out too. I'll eventually put maybe a little cloth or something in there. But it came with the 2 cards from one of her tarot decks. And this is a beautiful deck. I hope she reprints this one because I would love to have that. I don't know if she discontinued it or if it's just on a rotation. And then it came with a nice little card. Just her name and business, name of the company. So, beautiful little deck. $12. I can't believe that. Oh, and this box, I mean, it really is a very high quality magnetic closure box. Thrifting. I got this one at a place that collects all kinds of things for people to repurpose, and yeah, things like this they give away for free. But it's just a place where you can go. It's a community place where you can go and look and see what people have donated to repurpose. Some things, if there's something that's been donated that is actually worth something, then they'll charge a little bit for it. But it's volunteer basis. They just do it to, if they charge for anything, it's just to pay the power bill and the lights. This is the Ember and Aura deck. Now, hang on one second. I'm going to look something up. Okay, I couldn't find it. It's funny because this deck has a little bit of a story to it. My wife and I were watching television one night, watching YouTube, and this was one of the deck. I think it was in a VR to someone, and I can't remember the channel's name, and I wish I could. But I just sat there, and I was struck by how beautiful it was. And evidently this deck had not gone out of print, not been discontinued. But as independent decks are, they print a batch and then they sell out, and then you have to wait for the next printing. So it was back in print, and she was showing it. And it wasn't long after that I decided to order it because it just stayed with me. And the box is a 2-part, beautiful. This is not going to be a full walkthrough. I just want to talk about it a little bit. It is, it's feminine oriented, but it doesn't feel that strongly feminine to me. And maybe that's because I'm a guy, but I think it is beautiful for anyone. I don't think it. I can see how the emotional side of it is feminine, very heavy in that. Talking about the energies, it doesn't look like a girly girl deck, so to speak, but the energies are very feminine. So it's that lunar sort of spirit, and I think that's what's meant by it. Beautiful guidebook. The guidebook, it does follow an ROWS system, but the cards are not all obvious, and some things in the guidebook are really helpful and also beautifully poetic as a different way to look at the cards' original meanings. The deck itself is, these are the backs. I just absolutely adore these. The color is absolutely beautiful. And then they're all these sort of muted colors. The Ten of Cups, I'm going to use that as my example for the book. just so you get a feel for it, because I pulled this last night, and I just thought it was. I read the book because after I did my own sort of process with it, then I read the book since it is a new deck to me, and I wanted to see what the author had to say. Ten of Cups. A painful cycle filled with loss, confusion, or heartbreak has reached its conclusion. A veil is lifted as the seeker finds she is never alone, but always supported by a loving creator. Helping hands share their support and encouragement in a never-ending circle. Eternal peace emerges in the form of a dove shedding light on the believers. Resolution, redemption, union, reverse would be lack of harmony, loneliness, and closed off. How they interpreted the Ten of Cups as a cycle. And if you think about, and I just thought about it, it's like, well, it makes perfect sense. Cups, emotions, feelings, intensities. And then if you look at this cycle of emotions, well, what could he throw out that emotion? Now, this said a painful cycle ending, which is good. So Ten of Cups is usually positive. But what if it were the end of Christmas or the end of a holiday you really enjoy? I said Christmas because I really enjoy Christmas. And after Christmas, I always have that letdown. It's like, oh, it's over. It's kind of sad that it's over because I enjoy it so much. What if it was something really good that was coming to an end? Still the same thing, a lot of emotion, but the end of a cycle, the end of a season. I love that. So I'll give you an idea of how the card readings go. This beautiful gilding, sort of a rose, I believe it's a rose, just absolutely beautiful. And the cardstock is matte. It's very nice to the touch. And then just while I'm doing this here, there is an excellent walkthrough. This is what was funny. So I saw the one VR where this was one of the decks, and then I started going and looking at online. It really was not that expensive, and shipping was nothing. It wasn't free, but it was, since it's here and I live here, there was no overseas or customs and all that. But after I ordered it, it was like the next day or two, I turned on YouTube to watch it as per usual. And Marylin's tarot take was there. She's usually at the top there. She's one, as soon as she puts videos out, I usually watch them because she and I are friends, and we have very similar tastes. And her commentary is always, I love her take on the cards and her reactions to them. But she was showing this deck. She had just received it. I messaged her immediately and I said, I can't believe that. I just ordered this deck. And the deck's been around. If you go online and look up walkthroughs of the Ember and Aura Tarot, there are too many to count. So everybody who's anybody has done a walkthrough of this in the past, in the history. But if you are newer to tarot, say last few years, then this might be new to you. So I fell in love with it. Marylin really loves it. And she did a brilliant walkthrough. That's why I'm just showing you this. So if you're interested, I'll put her link in the description. And I'll also put it here on the screen, but it's Marylin's Tarot Take on YouTube. And it's the Ember and Aura Tarot, but I will link the actual video to this deck, and you can watch her full walkthrough because she does a beautiful job. So why would I try to top perfection? Anyway, love you, Marylin. And Marylin and I are doing another live on Sunday. I've been doing a little bit more delving and studying numerology, and it's ever expansive, but we'll be discussing my foray into the numbers and philosophy and whatever pops up in that vein. We'll see where it goes. We usually never have any shortage of conversation or enjoyment. So that was the Naturalist Edition Oracle, the Ember and Aura, the older Druidcraft find, and now a little new something. Now it's called Get a Girl. Oh, can you see that? Yeah, there you go. Get a Girl, which I think is hilarious for the name of the company. But see, and this is the kind of box. This was shipped in this box, except it was wrapped. It had a label. But this is the kind of box I'll save, even though you don't need it for the deck. And a lot of people throw this away. I'll save this and I will recover it. And then the next time I need like a decent tarot box, I'll have it. But see, it says it again. Get a Girl on the side. Cute name, but they do change it, which you'll see here shortly. So it came in this box. It came with the bag. It was it in the bag or not in the bag? I put it in the bag anyway. But it came with the bag, which I love. I love this design, and it feels like this cloth is just very soft and velvety. And this is a little bit. This is stamped on, but it feels very well done, and it feels raised like embroidery would. This is Tarot's little sidekick. Now, when I saw this, I really liked it. Where you want to do a reading just so you can work with your cards or do something besides, I like just sitting and going through my cards, but sometimes you want to do a reading, but nothing pressing is on your mind and you don't really have any thoughts. You're just, you're having a good day. You just want to enjoy your cards a little bit. So you're like, you can't think of a question or one that feels genuine or solid or something. This deck, Get a Girl, there was a little card. Oh, it's in here. This deck helps you in that certain situation. Or if you have a question and you don't know how to phrase it, that would be good for this too. Where was that card? Anyway, there's a little card in here that's telling us where it was. I must have left it in the other room. Telling us the name of this company was changing. I'll put it on the screen though. So this was Get a Girl. They're changing the name, but it's just a cute little square deck. You might have seen this. I found it on Amazon. It has these backs that are gold gilding. The cards are, it's normal cardstock, but it's what would be kind of like a thin U.S. games maybe, but they don't need to be thick because you're not going to be doing, a lot of things with these, and they're small, so smaller cards don't need to be thick as regular tarot cards. But it's still a chunky deck because there are a lot of cards, and it's beautiful gilding. So, as I was saying, you have these cards, and then you can just, I don't even think you really need to shuffle, but you can, because the questions and ideas for readings are here. So let's just say I want to do a one-card reading. Don't really know what, I just want to use my deck. Boom. What is my best course of action to overcome my fears around, and I can fill in the blank. My fears around being comfortable around other men. I've always had always had struggles with feeling like one of the guys, and that's always bugged me. So I could do that. So boom, I got my question. I didn't have to sit here and think about it. It's just something underlying. I just had to fill in the blank. Let's do another example, and then career and finance. One card. What one card is going to say something about career and finance? Another example. What aspects of self need strengthening at this time? Ooh, that's a good one. And then I draw a card for it. Now let's say I had something, say I just wanted to do a longer reading. Maybe I wanted to do a 5-card reading. I like 5 cards because it leaves something in the balance, 2 on either side. And then if you need to pull a clarifier card, it gives it 6, which throws it back into balance again. And you just don't have a center. The center is the balance on the 6. So here we go. Do a 5-card reading. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then my first card will be, what does my higher self or spiritual team want me to know right now as far as my best course of action to build forward momentum? And what shadow aspects of self am I not recognizing in that process? What is the energy within my home environment? And how best can I cultivate satisfying relationships? So I could link all these together, or I could pull 5 cards for each one of these and then use the cards to come up with a whole picture for my reading. It's just clever. I really like it. I think this is going to add something to my practice. And those times when I want to do a reading, but I can't really think of a question because I feel like everything's fine. But I can usually, now with this, and it's like those big books of tarot questions. Some people, I know that, I can't remember the name of it, but there was one that Kelly Bear really liked when she was going over how to read Marseille decks, or just sort of a preliminary how to read Marseille decks. And I can't think of the name of that one, but it was just a book of questions, and then you practice readings with those questions. So even, let's say it's not a real reading, let's say you want to practice. These are great practice questions. Just to pull a question, pull a card, and see what you can pull out of that card that might implicate that question, or vice versa. So, wonderful little deck. Tarot's little sidekick. Love it. Ember and Aura Tarot by Jamie Richardson. Check this out on Marylin's Tarot Tape for a full walkthrough. And for $12, Lennox Reese's Oracle deck. Coastal Curiosities, Naturalist Edition. $12. Can't believe it. And I will just sit back and wait for her to sell a PDF version of her book. But you'll have to come back and see how I wrap this once I eventually do that, because that'll be fun. And then, of course, my $18.99 first edition Druidcraft matte cardstock. I don't know what I've done to deserve it, but the tarot gods evidently are shining on me as far as my deck finds lately. So, all right, well, I hope you enjoy that. I hope there's something here you like. I hope there's something here you can use. I really like this little sidekick deck. So well done. And this is a beautiful deck. I'm using this one this month. I haven't done that before, but this month I'm actually using Ember and Aura with Heavenly Bodies Astrology. So just if you want to know, I'm not going to do a whole, this is what I'm doing this month video. This is kind of a collection of all odds and ends. So these are my 2 decks for the month. I'm using other decks in the daytime, but every evening I'm doing Ember and Aura and then an Oracle card from the astrology deck. This is helping me study and learn more about astrology. This one is just my daily reflection, which I haven't done yet, so let me do that. I pretty much stay with a regular reflection every day. I do a 2-card draw, and I call it increase or decrease, wax or wane, whatever you want to call it. And I do not pre-assign the cards. Like, I don't say the one on the left is this and the one on the right is that. I lay out 2 cards, and then based on the cards, based on the day I've had, I infer or get my meaning of what needs to increase and what needs to decrease. And so right now we have the 6 of Swords, and we have the Star. So I need to see what she says about the 6 of Swords here, because it looks like she's going to say something about balance. And I want to see that, because I'm still learning this deck. So a lot of times we'll get a new deck where the Cards don't solidly follow a pattern. Rising above the heartache of the recent past, the seeker has a new vantage point. Although the pain is still fresh, she is able to distance herself from it. She reflects on her recent suffering. But ahead, she scans the horizon. The Six of Swords support her and provide the extra edge she needs to keep her emotions at bay. Perspective, regrouping, victory, shifting awareness. This is perfect because my week just started. And this is what needs to increase. I need to stay balanced. I need to increase my perspective of it's a new path because I'm sort of in a new position. Same position, but a different structure. I'm working with 4 co-teachers instead of 1. And so my day is spread out. And so finding that balance, but also looking at this from a new perspective, not being rooted in one place all day. And that's given me a lot of positive energy. A lot of times being in one room all day, I would start to become a little gray. The wounded heart is lifted by reflecting on simpler and happier times. The memories slow down. Oh, 6 cups. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. The recent past. Seeker has a new vantage point. So I do have a new vantage point. And it's not the pain, it's like the stagnation. So the stagnation is still fresh. So I can read into this what I need to now. And when this pops up again, I'll sort of see what this artwork and what I'm saying, like I don't have to use those words verbatim, but where it's taking me in the star, what needs to wane. Now this is interesting because if this is what needs to increase, and this is what needs to decrease, then I need to stop looking, just my gut feeling. I need to stop wishing on a star, deal with reality of what I was surrounded with right now, focus on that one moment of time, be in the here and now, be present, because I have a tendency to wander off into future, past, and really not be grounded in the present. So I know it's not a traditional meaning for the star card, but for this, I get that sort of, instead of looking up at the stars, accepting that celestial energy to help me strengthen my inner self to stay grounded. So that's what I need to decrease that sort of living in the past and future, grounding myself in the present, and finding balance in my new position and looking at all the opportunity ahead of me. All these new ideas coming at me. So that's my 2-card reading. I'll journal that after I get off, but I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed the decks. And I thoroughly enjoyed this video because it was different for me. Just little bits and pieces of here and there that I've been getting throughout this week. So anyway, that's it. Take care. All right. Bye. And I'll see you soon. See you Sunday. Marylin's Tarot Tape. Don't forget.